Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here on the. Oh, we're gonna have to take a break. Just a second. Hold on for me, please. Thank you. All right, sorry about that. I had some issues there. Just a second. Just saw the red flag that I think a bunch of people are seeing. This B main, these races tonight have been very interesting. A lot of people are blaming the wind for that reasoning. But night number 2 has been very interesting so far. We've had a lot of situations occur. Obviously, anyone watching on Dirt Vision, we just had a car leave the park. Scott Winters and Tim Kading getting into a wreck. Don't know why I'm burping so much. Sorry about that. So Scott Winters and Tim Kading getting into a wreck. Scott Winters actually leaving the park, and now a second flip here in the B main as they try to go back to green flag racing. Jake Swanson getting upside down in the Ally Alex Bowman Racing 55. So unfortunate there for Jake Swanson, really pulling for some of these non-wing guys trying to make the transfer over into winged racing. I do think that not our just apparently everyone is okay. Yes, everybody is okay. Tim Kading walked on his own power to the ambulance, and apparently Scott Winters is fine, although he's the one that went out of the park. But it looks like Jake Swanson is also okay. Really, I would like to see some of these non-wing guys do good. I think not only the Shocker, what I was about to say, not only the Shocker to perform on the level, or in winged racing, not only is that the Shocker, but I also think that winged racing is just another level in comparison to competition, when it comes to non-winged racing. I think non-winged racing isn't necessarily a desired career. I don't see a lot of people desiring or moving or aspiring or trying to be a USAC guy. So therefore, a lot of people pursuing careers have been going to winged sprint car racing because that's where the money's at. Let's be honest about it. So I also think not only is the cars a little bit different to drive in the non-wing or winged world, but also the competition level is just a few steps up, simply because people are aspiring to be winged racers, and therefore the competition is a little bit tougher because of that fact. And it is unfortunate for Jake Swanson. He is walking away back to the trailer as of right now. They're showing him on the screen. Go back to the trailer. B-Main is going, and it's been a little bit of a different night here tonight. It has not been the same old situation as last night. The racing action's been a little bit tougher, a little bit crazier. Gio Scelzi, the hot sauce is not cold tonight for sure. He's sitting there in the number 1 spot, winning the dash. You had James McFadden behind him, Logan Schuhart, Carson Macedo. That's going to be your second row. Then Kofoid and Zierfoss, who's looking very fast, in the third row. Brad Sweet, and then the 7 of Ian Matson, a former World of Outlaws winner here, I believe they said, at the Jackson Motorplex. And those are your top 4 rows currently scheduled to line up for tonight's main event. Giovanni Scelzi, I'll tell you what, he's been a little hit and miss, but when he's hitting, he is hitting. The hot sauce is not cold, and he can be one of the fastest race cars in the building. Right now, 5 laps complete of the 12 laps scheduled for the B main. They are actually, it looks like the pace truck is pulling off, but it doesn't look like, it looked like they were trying to go side by side. Looks like they did single file out the field. You have Johnson, Wheatley, McHugh, and Brooke Tatnell, your top 4. I did go in, watch all the heat races, went in through the pitting area after the heat races, then came out here to do this little halftime show before, or to watch the dash race, and then do this little halftime gig. But the B main did roll out on the track. 305s got their races over pretty quickly. But there's still a lot of things to talk about. Obviously, Tanner Holmes did not. He's just as fast tonight. He was fourth overall in qualifying, but did not do very well in his heat. Track was pretty narrow, or still is. Well, actually, I'd say by now it's kind of widening out. But earlier in the night, it was pretty narrow, hard to pass, hard to make up ground. Some people were able to do it, but it wasn't easy when they were able to do it. So it's going to be just a little bit different here tonight. They are green in the background, but on Dirt Vision that everyone is watching right now, they are not going green. Now, the battle will be interesting here for this fourth spot on the track. Tatnall has it, and McHugh and everybody racing right there, but we'll kind of let this pan on out because I believe that we just had another caution or potentially another red flag on the track. Yeah, it sounds like motors just cut off, so unfortunately, it looks like we could be seeing a red flag situation here. They're dicing up McHugh, Tatnall, and Hickman. Hickman, who had a horrible wreck at Selinsgrove. Hopefully, this does not involve him. Hickman to the outside of McHugh into 1 and 2. McHugh up into Hickman. Hickman into the wall, and unfortunately, I just said it, and that is exactly what happened. Hickman hitting the outside wall off of turn 2 upside down for the 45 car, who had a lot of speed. Now out of this race, he is moving in the car, but Rusty Hickman, unfortunately, upside down. He's having a lot of bad luck, and he has speed from time to time, but it's definitely not working in his favor right now. Once again, upside down for Rusty Hickman. Let's look at some stuff that has occurred. Obviously, the A main lineup is set for tonight's main events. This is your 9th through 20th lineup, but I already ran down the dash lineup there with obviously front row will be Gio and McFadden. McFadden being very strong once again. Once again, I think if he didn't have his tire issues earlier in the year, he would be a potential title contender. Schuhart, Macedo, second row. Third row, McFadden and Zierfoss. Fourth row will be Sweet and Madsen. Then it gets interesting here, as you see on your screen. Rico and Gravel in the fifth row of this field. And Gravel obviously needs to make up a lot of positions on Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet, who is unfortunately in a row ahead of him, but he does have an opportunity to race him. You get into the sixth row here, Sanders and Holmes, two drivers who have got opportunities here in race cars to contend. Sanders has looked really good tonight. Sweet had an option to pass him in the heat race, but Sanders kind of shut the door and pulled away on him. Maguski, Eliason, Kane, shots coming from very deep in the field tonight. And that's gonna play a big factor. You know, this how they're locking in this top four tomorrow night is based on points from last night and points tonight. So Donnie Schatz was your overall points leader after last night's racing, and he's sitting here 16th in this field, and it's going to be hard for him to make up a lot of ground and keep up with some of the higher point getters from last night's racing action. But there's plenty of time. Tanner Holmes, of course, was fourth overall. He's just 4 spots starting ahead of him. So there's still plenty of hope for Donnie Schatz to lock into that top 4, especially with the solid night on opening night last night here at the Jackson Nationals. Hodenschild, Randall, Spencer Basin, and Sam Haferteep rounding out the 20 cars currently lined up to start this B main. Finishing order is going to dictate the other 4 cars to make up the 24 car main event that is coming up here in just a little bit. This is the overall points currently after last night, or well, no, maybe not. Maybe not. This was a different one. Hold on. Let me get down here a little bit more. I thought this was the points. No, that was the points for tonight. Hold on. Let me get down here because I wanted to look at the points from last night because that's going to be a very important thing in kind of analyzing this A main that's coming up and who needs to do what and how they need to do it. Let's see here. I got to scroll it down as the B main gets back underway behind me. So luckily we are back to green flag racing action. Everybody okay there? Unfortunate for Rusty Hickman to get upside down. Let's get down here. They had the whole points from night number 1 posted. Trying to find it right now. Unfortunately, couldn't find it. Okay, that's the break of the race. These are the awards. That's the finishing order. And here are the points right here from last night's racing action. Unfortunately, it seems like the either caution or red flag has came out. Hate to be telling y'all people that that's happening. I was trying to wait till the end of this B main to actually talk about things. But this is a crazy B main right now. I mean, Tatnall, who is very fast regionally here. There's only 4 or 5 laps left in this. So maybe that is the end of the B main. Let's hope so. Fingers crossed as to why we're not hearing any cars on the racetrack right now. McHugh and Tatnall going at it here for this final spot. And McHugh's definitely a fast race car driver. And one of the most impressive things of the night was watching McHugh able to hold on to that race car with the sideboard completely ripped off, basically. But anyways, here is the points from last night. Giovanni Scelzi setting up to definitely get into the top 4. So the top 4 is the most important spots in the overall points from both nights, because that's going to lock you into the King of the Hill kind of race off they're going to have for the top starting lineup for tomorrow's race. Obviously, McFadden sitting second, starting second tonight in the overall points. That's definitely a beneficiary for him. Tanner Holmes back there with Donnie Schatz. Tanner Holmes starting 12th, Schatz starting 16th. And then you also have Carson Macedo, who is up there in, I believe, what did I say? He's going to be starting 4th. So these are kind of interesting, kind of, you got to have somebody like McFadden or Scelzi or Macedo have a horrible night for somebody like Kofoid or Swede or Sanders or Hodenschild to really contend to get up into these top 4 spots, or have somebody like Donnie Schatz or Tanner Holmes have a really bad main event tonight, which is going to be hard for Schatz to come back from 16th. And now they are back to green here in this B main event. Cole Macedo actually making his name known just a little bit. Of course, Johnson out front and gone in this one. Of course, Johnson has a lot of laps around this racetrack. Austin Wheatley's been very impressive sitting there in the 3rd spot. This 4th spot's not done yet. Here comes Skylar Prohaska. Where's this guy? Where's he came from? Jumping up there trying to battle for this final transfer spot. McHugh has it. McHugh definitely has it. Looks like McHugh's going to pull away and get this one. Based on the judgments of how many laps are left on the delayed broadcast here and what's behind me, I'm going to say that it's pretty much over. McHugh, Wheatley, Macedo, and Johnson going to be your 4 transfers into the main event. But this point system that you're seeing right here is the most important part, because we could see a big shakeup here. If Scelzi performs well tonight, it's going to be pretty easy for him to move up into that top 4. That's what I'm seeing. And then also, if Donnie Schatz has a bad night, say Kofoid or Sweet have a really good night, with Sweet is starting in the 7th spot, he could potentially move up in there. Tanner Holmes also on the bubble. I mean, Macedo's starting well. McFadden's starting well. Scelzi's starting well. All of those within the top 4 rows of this main event, where you got Holmes and Schatz starting 12th and 16th. So that's going to open the door for a Scelzi and open the door for a Kofoid and Sweet, who are within those top 4 rows as well. Sanders a little bit deep back there, side by side with Holmes, 11th and 12th. So this little top 4 point shakeup is going to be the thing to watch. So you really got to pay attention to Donnie. You got to pay attention to Holmes. But then you also got to pay attention to how Scelzi runs, Kofoid runs, Sweet runs in this main event, to see if they can actually come back and make it into this top 4 starting spot. Now, as far as the A main tonight, once again, it's extremely hard to get someone like a Giovanni Scelzi off the front row. It is extremely difficult. And also, I just saw this on the screen here. Pretty big wreck down in Williams Grove, it looks like. Hold on. Oh, wrong picture. Here we go. Pretty bad wreck in Williams Grove. Hopefully this guy's okay. This looks like the 358 makeup feature. Wow. This is in PA. destroying the Williams-Grove sign. Wow. So they're just having there's been some insane, crazy wrecks here tonight in sprint car racing. And it's been on the Dirt Vision screens for sure, but how about that, man? Wow. 358's at Williams-Grove. This is tonight. And then we just had the one car go out the building here at Jackson. Wow. Things happening. Things happening, ladies and gentlemen. That's insane. But then once again, back to the lineup for the main event. This is your back half. And it's going to be, I'm going to be paying attention to Donnie Schatz because Donnie Schatz is going to make this move. And also Tanner Holmes. They're the two that's in the top four that's not in the greatest starting spot. And you got somebody like Gio Scelzi who is outside of that top four who does have a good starting spot. You also have Kofoid with a good starting spot. Schuhart definitely rebounding tonight with Shark Racing. Going to be starting on the inside the second row. You got Zerfoss in there. Kind of nobody saw him jumping up in there. And Ian Matson in the 7 car. So this could really jump around. You know, Kofoid's starting up that far up front in the 5th position. You could definitely see him potentially make up some ground if Holmes and Schatz has a subpar performance tonight. So this points situation right here is definitely going to change. Point situation definitely going to change on the racetrack as these top 4 are going to be jumbling around. I'm curious to see what some of your comments actually are. Let's see here. A lot of cars going out of the track. And that's insane. You had people coming out of the track here tonight at Jackson, and now you have people going out of the track at Williams-Grove as well. Somebody says, I want to get back to 360 racing as I did with my dad from 93 to 2010. I don't know what this is about. Y'all in the Chaz, look for Tanner Holmes to be in the 1T, to be the new driver of Shark Racing in 2024. I followed Tanner from the first video. I've seen him grow. We'll have to see how that works out. Will the tire issue strike the 83 again? I don't think so. Day needs to ditch that red paint scheme. It definitely does not hurt or help Corey Day. Every time I've seen him in that red paint scheme, it's never been a good situation. Thanks, Bobby. Enjoy doing them. We are here at the track, but we were in there, like I said, for the heat races. We walked around in the pitting area, and now we are back in to do this little halftime deal. And then we will go back over there for the A main event. Just wanted to check in with everybody, do a little halftime show. Yeah, horrible weekend for Corey Day. That's definitely true. Troy says could have quite a point shakeup. That's probably more than likely going to happen. Sounding like Brooke Tatnall might have a cylinder down as well. That's definitely not going to help. Jackson RC Aviation. Evening from South Carolina, Chaz. I don't know when I need to get to the South Carolina racing scene. There's not much there. There really isn't. Screven, maybe. I've been to Screven. But there's a lot of stuff happening here tonight. Justin Sanders will be good tonight. Jordan is calling it. Well, I mean, Sanders is back here. Sanders is going to give people some issues. But he is... Oh, where are we at here? Don't know why it's showing that. Oh, where are we at? All right. There's the logo, or there's the lineup. I mean, Sanders is starting 11th. It's gonna be tough. I feel bad for Tanner Holmes right now. I feel confident in thinking that Donnie Schatz can make some moves, as the 305B main just had somebody go upside down as well. Or a big correct in 3 and 4. The night is definitely drug out just a little bit. A bunch of red flag conditions. Unusual. I mean, last night was pretty much a smooth show. Tonight we've had a bunch of red flag, multiple car pileups. It looks like this one's actually not bringing out the red flag. They're just kind of tangled up on the side of one another. But the B main was just insane with red flags. You had Hickman going upside down. You had the guy go out of the park. It's not a full moon. It's one of those finger toe moons, but I don't know about superstition regardless. I feel bad a little bit for Tanner Holmes here. I think this is going to be a very big test. I know a lot of people were messaging me today. Don't jump onto the Tanner Holmes bandwagon just yet. One hit, not necessarily calling him a one-hit wonder, but saying, hey, everybody, pump the brakes just a little bit. Yeah, he had a good night. He did back it up well tonight in qualifying, but his heat race, it was hard to pass. He did not pass. He did make a few mistakes along the way. I was paying attention to him, watching him myself. He did make some mistakes, hit the berm a few times. That kind of relegated him to that 6th position in his heat racing event. But we'll see. It is A main time. The Shark Racing 1A, 1T that it is now. Definitely does really well when the track widens out and is really good around the bottom of the speedway. Come on in. We got halftime visitors. We need you in here screaming. What are you getting? Re-upping on the drink? Re-upping on the drink? No, I said, are y'all re-upping on your drinks?
Oh, yeah, well, when you have some guy flips out of the park.
Yes, it flips out of the park, yeah. How about that?
Dude, it was insane.
He flipped out of the park, and he was okay. The other guy wasn't. 3 red flags in the B main, yeah. It's been a very delayed night, and it's chilly out there. It's chilly. Yeah, 20 mile an hour. It feels colder than it was supposed to be a cold night. Yeah, last night everybody was freaking out because it was supposed to be 51 degrees or whatever, but the wind went away, and tonight was supposed to be a beautiful 70. And it's actually pretty cold out there. The liquor's compensating for them. I ain't drunk. So basically is what he's saying, I need to get drunk. I need to get drunk to deal with it. Yeah, start slamming them. Tomorrow's going to be definitely warm. Hopefully not windy.
Yeah, it's my sober day tomorrow.
Yeah, it's your sober day tomorrow. You don't want to be drunk and hot.
I ain't dealing with the camper fucking Sunday.
Yeah. He's got to get the camper all rolled out.
Yeah, Sunday will be when I get up at 8 o'clock instead of noon.
Right. Yeah, 8 o'clock instead of noon, which we've been doing the last few days. Last night was pretty interesting. We always say we're not going to drink, and somehow we do.
Well, Max was carrying water over there.
Really? I ain't never seen that.
He's actually alive. He's not on an ice box.
Yeah, we thought the one guy was dead. He didn't come out till like 5 o'clock. Yeah, we thought the wife had killed him. We thought she was about to serve up some chili.
I said, dude, that shit's gonna kill you.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, that's true. Oh God.
But he is alive.
He is alive. The guy did survive. We seen him at 5:30. It was 5:36 when he came out. 7 o'clock. We didn't see a guy all day and the wife didn't come out but twice to let the dogs out. Went right back in. We thought she was fucking chopping them up. That's crazy. Are you going right back out there? I mean, there's 2 B mains in the 305s. Yeah. Those 305s are pretty slow. They are pretty slow, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's the working class, but they're pretty slow.
Hey, man. It's budget racing. Hey, man, I'll give it to them. At least they're doing it.
At least they are doing it. That's true. It is true.
Yep. I'm not doing it.
It is true. Oh, God. Floridians, yeah. Oh, God. He ain't used to the cold.